And our next question is, so let's say, how can stereotypes affect someone's ability to share their choices openly? I would say sometimes as a Christian, we get an automatic stereotype of like, oh, we're better than you, or you might think, oh, you're a Christian, oh, you're just a goody person, like, yeah, whatever, you don't really understand. But like, no, many Christians, we're all human.
Yeah.
We go through the same things. Like, we don't do it to be better. And there might be stereotypes, especially like for guys, right? You can speak from the guy perspective of like, oh, you don't have any notches on your belt, like, oh, you're not a man, you gotta
go
test drive the car,
car.
Like,
I just think ultimately with that, the stereotypes are attacks, really. If you're gonna get downplayed or their lies, they're attacks against you. But I will say that some of the stereotypes, I wouldn't say are too far fetched in the sense that some people have an innate knowledge of what it is. If you say that you're a Christian and you say that you follow God or follow Jesus of the Bible, and that you read God's word, and then if you're acting out in any type of manner that, especially sexually, or out there, dating a bunch of people, or people know that you're obviously sexually active, you will get questioned. I don't think it's above the getting questioning, but sometimes there are some other stereotypes that say, that more or less, I think it'd be coming with the teasing and making fun of you for being, abstaining. I know girls growing up too, that we get called prude or whatever. I don't feel like a lot of the people don't know what they're talking about. Ultimately, they're just feelings because they're upset that they can't have their way or, cross your line and your boundaries. So, I mean, ultimately, I feel like the stereotypes are just an area that, they exist, but it's important to be affirmed. Yeah, be affirmed, and stand strong in your convictions and in your faith.
Yeah, it kind of answers the question, like, what would you say if a friend was being teased for choosing abstinence? Which is kind of what you're saying. You just stand strong. You just encourage one another. I would say surround yourself with like-minded friends and like-minded groups of people. If you are someone who is choosing abstinence and you are surrounded by people, I know this for me. I grew up with the values of waiting until marriage, but my surrounding group of friends, we're all doing it, right? So then you fall into that, and peer pressure is a real thing. So I would say surround yourself and be humble enough to stand up and correct and make a different, once you know better, do better, and make the next right choice. Like if you can feel that the people around you are influencing you in a negative way, and they are not supportive of your decisions to refrain from sexual activity, and they're pressuring you or they're just discouraging you, they probably don't care that much about you, or you just maybe need to have a tough conversation with them so they can accept that boundary and you can continue the friendship, but there needs to be a level of respect for that.
God's word says, bad company corrupts good character. So if you're surrounded by that bad company, it can actually do the opposite, that you're maybe trying to be winsome to them. They actually might draw you in and suck you in, and you end up foregoing compromising everything that you stood for. I know for me, I had a lot of people come up to me and say, like, how are you going to know if sexually things are going to be good between you and your wife?
Is it going to be good sex?
You're going to be, you got to go test drive it before you actually commit to it. And I'm like, sometimes, God gives you some wisdom too. And I'd have a lot of, conversations with people, but when I got hit with that, I would tell them that, some cars that are specialty vehicles, you're not allowed to just come in and test drive.
Right.
And so this is one of those.
You got to know what you're going into.
You got to know what you got. They're expecting you to come in to purchase the vehicle, and knowing
because they know the value.
The value is there, and that they're expecting that you know everything about the car.
Right.
It's that you need to know.
You've done your work. You've researched. You know everything about the car. You don't even have to test drive it because you've spent so much time getting to know it. That you trust it, right? And I think trust is a big thing. I know that both of us brought a lot of bad habits and trauma from not being fully abstinent until we got married. So even the short 2.5-year engagement that we had, It was a long distance relationship as well. A lot of people are like, oh, I could never do that. And honestly, that was a blessing.
It was
being
a benefit.
Actually physically away from each other and only being able to see each other. So putting that physical distance can help. And a lot of people we have a lot of friends that went into marriages. We got married in 2014, and we have close friends of ours who've unfortunately gotten divorced due to sexual relationship issues. And they all actually had, out of our 5 friends, 2 of us are still married, and there's 3 of them that have now been divorced. And one of them is, it was unfortunate. STI was shared. There was some adultery, and it had a huge impact on one of my close friends. So when you are making the decision to remain abstinent, you are protecting not only yourself, your future kids, your future family, especially as a female. It can impact your fertility, the birth of your child, and all of that. So we are 100% for it. It's been an amazing blessing, and I wouldn't be able to trust Jorge like I do now had he not practiced the self-control and discipline to really control himself and his desires until the right time and when that was blessed under God. So, yeah. Well, we hope this helps. And all right. Maybe comment below. Thanks.
Thank you, Jorge and Alicia, for sharing your personal journey, as well as things that you learned along the way. It is important for us to know stories like this in the community. If you would like to share your story, please reach out to us. And if you decide to be abstinent or have a life of celibacy or become sexually active, it is just important for you to be well informed. Below, you'll find resources on STI testing sites, abstinent information, as well as setting boundaries. As always, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Tune in to our next episode regarding mental health and sexual health with Mr. Samuel Jones, mental health counselor.